talk about burning issues ranging from politics to the economy, culture to sport, education to entertainment, corruption to the environment, we realize the Sierra Leone story is far from finished. So, Sierra Gem Media Production brings you Zoom In. Zooming In is the program that engages everyday people, entrepreneurs, inventors, entertainers, activists, policymakers, and politicians to discuss and debate issues relating to Sierra Leone. Zooming In digs deep into the issues and stories. Zooming In ensures the debate is pushed to another level. Zooming In asks those questions that has never been asked before. So, join me, your host, Chuma Baba.
Yes, this na term for all Salon people and them party them. Sierra Gem Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour, and the Gladi program. Look me, I look you. All this they start soon na www.sierragemmedia.org. Now who's term these?
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence. Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible acts.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their men folks.
But now, women are trafficking female children for money. Women are forced to be silenced.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable.
Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Of all the crimes committed against a person, rape is the one that leaves a person feeling very violated. A rape victim is often left with the feeling that a part of them has been torn apart.
To use another person's body and ignore the souls that resides within is one of the most outstandingly shocking crimes that one person can commit against another.
Some men harass and rape their women.
Some men sexually abuse underage girls.
Some men beat and kill their wives.
Any form of sexual assault is unacceptable.
There must be consent before you act.
Being in a relationship is not consent.
If they are not sober, they can't consent.
Flirting is not a consent.
We had sex before is not consent.
Silence. It's not consent.
Only an informed, sober, freely given, ongoing and enthusiastic yes is consent.
Women should stop dying in silence.
A man does not become a real man by physically dominating a woman. A man becomes a real man by loving, protecting, and respecting the woman.
Real men do not rape or abuse women and children.
Let all real men stand with us. And together, let's say no to child abuse, no to domestic violence, no to all forms of rape, be it spousal rape, intimate partner rape, child sex abuse, statutory rape, date rape, serial rape, and gang rape.
We must rise up against this ugly trend.
Justice for one, justice for all.
All sexual assault must stop, and it must stop now.
Hello, my name is Josephine Kamara. I'm the founder of You Can Do It Foundation. You Can Do It Foundation is a charitable organization based in Sierra Leone, West Africa. You Can Do It Foundation has been in existence for the past 2 years. We have been fighting gender-based violence against women and girls within the community. During the past 2 years, we have been offering psychosocial support, counseling, court fee, medical fee, including school items to the survivors of gender-based violence. However, during the lockdown of COVID-19, reports received and confirmed that rape cases among a minor has increased tremendously within our community. Because of this, You Can Do It Foundation has secured the land to build an accommodation for the survivors of rape. However, this may almost become impossible without your generous support. We need your help to build this home for the survivors. Your help could be in cash or in kind. If you wish to join us to make a difference in a child's life, please go to our website, which is www.youcandoitcyf.org, or you can go to our GoFundMe page, which is Home of Hope for the survivors of gender-based. Or you can contact us with the details at the end of this video. We thank you greatly for your generous support, and thank you once more for making a difference in a child's life.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sakho, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death, allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sasay. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sasay. I am Khadija Sako.
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 We are Khadija Sako.
We are all Khadija Sako.
Hello, Fambulem, on afternoon, good evening, and good morning, and good night, depending on whose partner the world you find yourself. Welcome to CIGM Media Platform with Tuesday Zooming In program. Welcome to our viewers, our followers. We appreciate Tuna every day and any day because without Tuna, we don't get a program. So today we did live with Tuna. They do a special Zooming In program. Then, as always, when I know say we get we Wednesday program, we go in also for talk about topics and issues. Then, but today we did do we don't call them interview, but a discussion really, with a Sierra Leonean. We will come talk about a lot of things then. So welcome to the program. If you get questions during the program, please make sure say you ask them and ask your question, share your opinion, and just keep on clean as well, please. Welcome to the program again, and T-Boy, welcome to Zooming In today. I don't say we will not do a one-on-one, I should say. Mostly in a discussion, special Zooming In discussions. So what's today going to be like?
Welcome viewers, welcome once more to another edition of Zooming In. Well, today is going to be an exclusive talk. Like you said previously, we don't do a lot of discussion on Zooming In when our ideal one-to-one, intense scrutiny and interview and discussion and into the nitty-gritty of that particular person they will get. But today we're doing it soft and cool because we have a nice, gentle lady. I didn't say gentleman. Gentle lady.
Gentle lady. All right.
By the looks of her alone, you can tell definitely she's cool.
All right. Well, so we'll go find out.
Don't try that. Don't try it at all. So just keep it cool.
All right.
So welcome once more to a special edition of Zooming In. Welcome.
All right. Thank you, T-Boy. And of course, we get Mr. Obafemi Pama behind the scenes. He will join me, of course, as the program they progress. Like we said today, we get an exclusive interview. What we did, we start going into the community because we say Zooming In, we talk about burning issues, politics, sports, community. We talk with investors, entrepreneurs, people from different walks of life. So we don't hear a lot of complaint where the American audience and viewers and followers say, hang on, when I always they go tap into the UK and Sierra Leone, but I know they come to in America. So we decided to go to the United States and get somebody by the name of Madam Mariatu Kargbo, Mariatu Kargbo Esquire, where we can do an interview with. And Mariatu is a lawyer. She is a writer, a storyteller, and a freelance journalist. Imagine a woman, a Sierra Leonean lady, they do all that kind of things. So there's a lot to get for talk about, because we want to see how it's able for multitask. Now, a world where mostly can be, branded as the man's world, but not just any woman, a Sierra Leonean woman as well. So we welcome Mariatu Kargbo, Miss. Welcome to CRJ Media.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're good. We're happy to have you here today, and definitely, as I know, we may have, some non-Sierra Leonean viewers as well. We are interviewing. It's an exclusive interview with Miss Mariatu Kargbo, who's a lawyer, US-based lawyer. She's also a freelance journalist, and she's an author and a storyteller as well. Did I get that correct?
That's right, sir. You got it correct.
All right, wonderful. So we don't hear all them big things about you. So, but you tell me who that's Mariatu Kargbo, because we don't know you, but through networks, we able for go tap. We say, you know what, the salon people they need for know, but this young woman, at least they know for say they get one of their own in the community. So, who is Mariatu Kargbo? If you forget for describe yourself to somebody where they meet for the first time. Like how you meet with viewers?
Yes, sir. If I never meet someone as the first time, I go describe myself as a lawyer and as a free-loving person, as an entrepreneur, as an author, as a freelance journalist. Just somebody that cares about people in the community, that does stuff for people in the community, that kind of stuff.
Okay, I like that. Somebody where they do things for the people in the community. And CRJ Media is the community platform, so you're in at the right place as well. But how you wear all them boku cap? I just want to understand, at least if you're able to talk with through that journey, how, all them boku cap are able to wear the all.
Oh, just by being very ambitious. I'm very ambitious. I'm part of the police, the salon, I'm study director, and then I've been Abdullah Kargbo. It been trained me. I've been go very good schools. I've been attend Antemanozi, Holy Trinity. I've been go and wash, but by that time, we come down to America. So for America now, I begin work. I've been get my school. There I begin go to school. I go to PG Community College. I go to West University of Maryland and West Virginia University.
Right. And you talking about school. Now you don't come mention, say, you for bingo and the Walsh. Well, now probably you don't bring castle. You not choose for go convent, so now the Walsh you choose for go. And why is that?
Oh, just for me upbringings. Now the Walsh they recruit me while I'm in the Holy Trinity, and then they put me academics together. I've been very ambitious, and I've been look forward to it at all times.
Okay. I apologize for that. Sorry for that technical issue there. Sorry. We truly apologize for that. Yeah, so you say you go Trinity. So you did Trinity, you begin the watch, say, all right, so Trinity, they neighbor to Annie Walsh. So you choose Annie Walsh instead of, for go convent, if you forbid the salon.
Yes, sir. I go Beacon Heights. I've been very ambitious in school. I've been studying government programs there. And I've been there in Boku, like debating for being a judge. I've been starting there in the 8th grade for continuing my judgeship for start standing. I've been at Tim William Worth School. And I've been there for my judgeship.
Interesting. So why you choose the legal profession? Why you choose say, okay, when you come, you not try for be, can be a nurse, you not try for be something else, but you decide for say, you know what, I take this challenge, I want for be a lawyer.
Not true, but people like ask me that, and they ask Mariatu all the time why I choose to be a lawyer instead. That's something that I feel very gifted about. That I've been doing the talented and gifted program in America. I've been in a scholarship program as well, and I've been there in Boku programs there, just for assist people and no more. I've been trying to do criminal justice reform. I've been working at the Federal Defender Services in Oklahoma City, Usada Oklahoma City bombing day. Me former boss Susan Otto, and I've been the lead defense attorney for Timothy McVeigh. So I've been doing Boku for try for reform the criminal justice system. The way it been there will not be favorite because Boku people and be get incarcerated, not been get proper attorneys. Now we feel confident again in the system. We will get proper representation. That make everyone be a lawyer.
Interesting. And you think, say, so far since you graduate to now, you don't achieve part of that dream? You think, say, you dream they come true?
Yes, it's true, somewhat, because a few years ago I was invited to the Supreme Court for like a dinner invitation for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and that was very inviting at the Supreme Court of the United States of America, and just we'll be able to move some of the platform forward, through the Federal Defender Services, through the Federal Bar Association, on how we move towards criminal justice reform, healthcare reform. We've all been there behind the scenes with me, other colleagues then, like Jerry. We've all been there behind to work on reforming the system and trying to move America forward, and hopefully the rest of the world.
Wow. It's so good to hear, Sierra Leonean, one of us, contributing to move, America forward, change, justice reform, because we hear a lot about that, and that's been one of the crime, especially within, minority communities, equal justice and all of that. So what are some of the programs that possibly you've worked on that have, at least that you've seen the changes now for the better?
Some of the recent changes is, a lot of it involved working through my colleagues and my bosses. And a lot of it is like we work in the criminal justice system in law school through the clinic program. We have a clinic program that assists people in criminal justice reform in the Alderson Project. In the prison in West Virginia, we worked there in trying to reform where Martha Stewart was incarcerated. We worked there in trying to reform the criminal justice system and trying to get direct aid representation. That's really what our front is in trying to reform the criminal justice system, is trying to get direct aid representation and trying to move the judges and getting needing treatment for people. And I've also worked in the food bank where we try to get food in communities that need it, it can assist in lowering crimes and that sort of thing.
Okay, so like the link between poverty or lack of opportunity and crime. So that's what you guys are, like interested in, kind of.
Yes, correct. That's correct, sir.
Okay, so then let's talk a little bit about, you being an author as well. How are you managing that? Because, the legal profession is demanding, in terms of time, your energy, the effort that you put in, but you're still managing to write children's books, right? I should say.
Yes. It's very fascinating. I've written like about 12 books. I've published 4. I have one to be published this fall coming out. I've written Mr. Byrd's Byrd, 3 Themne Titi Girls, Rip Sunset, and The Horse Against the Race. And these are very fascinating books.
So give us a snippet on 3 Themne Titi Girls, because that title, I'm sure Tiba will want to know a lot more about that. 3 Themne Titi Girls.
Yes, 3 Themne Titi Girls, about 3 Themne women going to get some water, yams, and bananas in the forest, and they encounter Mr. Cobra Snake. And when they encounter Mr. Cobra Snake they asked to remove berries and fruits from his bushes, and he told them to go 3 bushes down. When they refused, they sang songs and played with him, and he still said no. Then he put fire in his mouth and said, and the 3 Themne Titi Girls went home.
Wow. So what was the inspiration for you writing 3 Themne Titi Girls and the other 4 that you've published so far?
Oh, 3 Titi Girls. My mom is Themne raised, and my grandpa is Themne raised. My grandpa, Alpha Temble, was an entrepreneur too in Sierra Leone. Was a real estate agent and mogul. I just try to have inspiration from some of the storytellings that he used to tell. He used to play Malian music at night after work. So just try to have inspiration based on those storytelling.
So actually, from what you grew up with, you observed, or things that were told to you inspired you, and you incorporated that into the books that you wrote.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I'll bring T-Boy in because I see he's smiling, and I'm gonna allow him to ask a couple of questions, and then I'll come back to you. And we like the ambience behind there, that.
I know.
Say hello to that young person crying there. That we say hello.
Because you've been very active in trying to put everything together, running your show, writing your books, being a practitioner, and at the same time you also have that young man giving you hustle at the background, which is good. Again, it shows how extended your hands are, which is a very, very interesting thing that you're doing right now. By the way, the 3 Themne Titi, how are you going to tell that story to people who are known to the women? Because if they're 3 Themne Titi, are they going to understand what's in that name in the first
Well, 3 Themne Titi Girls is written in English, and I believe the publisher wants to translate it in other languages. It's available on Amazon.com. It's been in English, and it's very, very fun story of the 3 Themne Titi women and Mr. Cobra Snake, and how they play with themselves, how they sing their songs, storytelling that Themne race usually tell to their kids.
I am a very poor reader. How many pages 3 Themne Titi gets? So I am going to buy it now on Amazon because the title alone don't fascinate me for reading. So how many pages?
Imagine T-Boy with Mr. Cobra, 3 Themne Titi Girls and Mr. Cobra.
So how many pages? How many pages inside the book? If I will ask, because I'm going to buy it now, definitely, because I want to read it. You actually stimulate my brain to read it now.
Yes, 3 Titi Girls is 24 pages. Rip Sunset is 28 pages. Mr. Byrd is 25 pages. And The Horse Against the Race is 48 pages.
Wow.
Okay, so, well, that's the concepts for different. We'll talk about that one after the show. I see them smiling too to that. So, now, one thing I want to ask, you've spoken a lot about your legal practitioner journey, at which you're trying to amalgamate yourself with the American system. Yeah, I know that is a very interesting thing that you're trying to do. What sort of challenges are you facing being African and a woman in a man's world, especially in America? How do you cope within that environment of yours?
Oh, I feel it's very challenging. I think sometimes they're very racism and discriminatory in nature. But otherwise, I feel the challenges assist me as a woman and as an African woman, as a Sierra Leonean, because I grew up in a very black and white community. Sometimes they're mixed. It's very difficult, but I think these challenges are able in writing. The more I write, the more I concentrate, the more it's able to assist me.
Okay, in terms of your writing skills, do you actually take time off your work whilst you're focusing on writing? Because you've written so many books, how do you have that time to think differently from your profession in terms of bringing in different ideas into your brain and putting into paper?
Oh, I'm just able to concentrate at all time after legal work. The legal work is very coping and very demanding, but at the same time, it's beautiful being able to take some time at night to relax, to be able to do the great work I do in writing my children's books.
So
have you ever worked with the court system thinking, what am I doing here?
What is it?
Have you ever walked into a court system and you're thinking to yourself, what am I doing here?
Sometimes it's, I'm like the first Black woman to practice somewhere, of any race, of any nationality, being the first Sierra Leonean. And it's very tough, but, I appreciate the opportunities that have been given to me, and I bless God and I bless everybody that have given me opportunities. I bless my professors in school. They believed in me and they put a lot of work in me. And I say thank you to a lot of my professors in school.
So,
over to you, Juma.
Thank you so much, T-Boy. And T-Boy is going to buy that book. And definitely those books are, books you can read in a day, in a week, and you can read it over and over. And I'm sure it's, written in simple English, wherein, young kids can read it as well. It's possibly kids-friendly, correct? Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back to, what T-Boy was asking. And you highlighted that, in some places, the first Black, the first African, the first Sierra Leonean, to practice in those places. And you say racism, sometimes plays a part. Do you have like a network of Sierra Leonean lawyers you share with experiences and challenges with? Do you have that kind of network here in the United States at all, or does it?
I have a little bit of that network. My uncle is a lawyer in Britain.
Okay.
And his name is Amadou Kanu. He practices immigration law in Britain. He's a very brilliant lawyer. He's been in Britain for about 30 years, working in Britain. And I have my other uncle, Chena Jallo, is a lawyer here in America. He's from Sierra Leone. Amadou Kanu is from Sierra Leone. I had a couple of lawyers here that were from Sierra Leone. They help in sharing their stories, their belief systems, and assisting me practice law. So it's been very interesting.
What's the biggest case you've worked on so far?
Oh, the biggest case I've worked on so far is Gilson v. Sherman. It's a death penalty case that was based in Oklahoma City. So I was a death penalty lawyer in Oklahoma City. I worked on that case for a whole year.
As a defender or prosecutor?
As a defender, I was an appellate writer.
Okay. What was it like? What was that experience like? Because when you talk about death penalty, that's heavy stuff.
Yeah, I was the first Black woman to practice law there, and the death penalty, and the first Black person.
Wow.
So it was very interesting. I defended clients on death row, and I got the dissenting opinion on my section of the brief. I wrote it. The brief was written with me and two other lawyers, so it was very, very interesting.
So explain that to our viewers who may not understand the legal jargons of what a dissenting opinion is. Because it's intriguing, because like you stated, you're not just the first Black woman or African or Sierra Leone, but the first Black person to practice, in Oklahoma City.
Yes, the first Black person in the division. It's very interesting. I wrote the dissent. It was written by a very popular judge in the state of Oklahoma. It was a 10th Circuit. The case went to the Supreme Court. His appeal ended up being denied, but I was cited in the Supreme Court in my brief section, and the gentleman was later put to death in Oklahoma. We've been working on death penalty reform in Oklahoma, in Virginia, in Texas, in Kentucky, and a few other states to reverse the death penalty judgments that they've been giving out to people on death row.
Right. Interesting. I don't know, Mr. Palmer, do you want to come in? Do you have a question that you want to ask our guest? If not, we'll continue the program whilst Mr. Palmer is getting ready. If you're just joining us, we are here with Ms. Mariatu Kargbo. She's a US-based lawyer, public defender. She's a freelance journalist. We're going to talk about that part as well. And she's also an author. And as a proud Sierra Leonean as well. We're a part of the Themne Titi Girls gang. So, Mr. Papa, are you ready? Okay, so Mr. Papa is getting ready. Interesting stuff. So, are you based in Oklahoma, or are you based in Maryland? Where are you based?
I'm based in Maryland at the time. I run M. Kargbo Law Firm And I do a lot of things, like I work with disadvantaged kids. I work with big brothers and big sister in assisting kids going to different like amusement parks, libraries, for them to see different people. I do a lot of community-based assistance for people in the community.
Wow. And also you run your own law firm, Kargbo Law Firm.
Yes.
Is it just criminal law, or what services do you provide there?
I do criminal, I do immigration and deportation. Like I work in Virginia, DC, and Maryland. I do veterans law, employment discrimination, civil rights. I do all variety of stuff.
Interesting. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. Possibly we'll have to have you here on another program to talk specifically about you know, what are the immigration changes, you know, under the new Biden administration, you know, because, you know, most of us, of course, immigrants would like to know about those things. But we'll talk about that. I'm going to pass you over to Mr. Palmer now. Mr. Palmer, over to you.
Hello, people. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
Okay, great. Great stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. Yeah, I want to ask Mariatu a few questions, or Miss Kargbo, should I say. You know, feel free not to answer. But, you know, on this side of the world, we hear a lot about the death penalty in America. And we hear a lot about people that are not, the people that look a lot like us, you know, fill most of these cells. And most of them are there because they haven't been given a fair trial, because maybe finances, they haven't got the right lawyers. How was it for you when you first entered your first case on death penalty, when you first joined, you know, when you realized that, you know, you're working for a man or woman who's possibly about to be put to death in a few years' time, and you're possibly you have a say,
lifeline.
You have a say in his or her life. How did that feel?
I feel very passionate. I felt very thankful when I was given the opportunity, because there are a lot of qualified lawyers that would have been selected for that kind of work. I felt very privileged that I was given a chance to work on these cases. These are cases that were denied in the trial systems. They were bogged down and not being, you know, occasionally not given a fair trial. So these cases we felt very gifted and very tiresome and very tired in working through the criminal justice system. Like writing the appeals for them was just a very tremendous opportunity, and just a gifted time to give a woman like myself, a woman from Sierra Leone, a chance to have done her work.
Okay, great. One more question. Have you seen, or have you had a case turned over? Have you had somebody that you've worked for?
I haven't had any cases turned over. I was there for almost 2 years, and that at the Federal Defender Services. I had a dissent, and that's the most I had done. I had a dissent, and a Proposition 5. And so that was the work that I had done. That I was very, very pleased about. That I was very gifted about. That I'm very grateful and thankful for.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mr. Palmer. If you're just joining us, we're here with Ms. Mariatu Kargbo, who is a US-based lawyer, a Sierra Leonean US-based lawyer. She's an author, a freelance journalist, and she has her own law firm, Kargbo Law Firm in Maryland. So if you need services, you can reach out to her. Definitely, she can relate, because sometimes for someone to defend you, they have to relate with your story, your journey, your challenges, and they'll be able to put things into perspective. Ms. Kargbo, I don't know, you said your dad was, a CID director. do you follow the legal issues in Sierra Leone at all? Is that something that interests you? I just want to hear your opinion if you have any. I know you guys, lawyers tend to respect, their jurisdiction. They don't want to get involved, but I just want to see, if you follow, what's your reaction so far?
I usually do. I was following the Nkrumah administration closely every day. It was a position that I had sought after myself when my dad passed away, but I was based in the U.S., so I stayed here waiting for it. And also, it's a position that I look forward to, and I've been following the stories on Sierra Leone police. I've been following it very, very closely. I haven't been following in the last 6 months, though. I've been very, very busy with other projects that are on hand. Otherwise, I've been following it very closely. Yes, sir.
Right. Are you planning to practice in Sierra Leone at some point? Or do you have would you be able to practice in Sierra Leone, being that you studied here? Because I know sometimes, there are technicalities. People from UK are able to go practice, but I don't know for the United States if it's the same.
Yeah, I registered to take the bar in Sierra Leone, but that time I was having a baby. Okay. So I came back to have my child. But yes, I'm registered in Sierra Leone. I look forward to going back pretty soon to completing my education there, to take the bar there in Sierra Leone.
And you want to practice as what? As a, public defender again, or, as a prosecutor, or what?
I'm probably going to go into family business, doing some land management and some police work.
Okay. Land management and police work. I like that. What does that entail anyway, police work?
Oh, just writing legal manuals and seeing, just trying to put better code of ethics in police work. Want more ethical training in police, more freedom for police to be able to police people with better ethics, better work appetites, just better hardworking life in policing individuals.
So just to be the real force for good that the people want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that's very interesting. We've had programs here wherein, people always, badge the police, or people throw things on the police because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Like you stated, the code of ethics sometimes, affects the actual work that they do because of what people see. So that will be very, important, and I'm sure it will be a benefit to Sierra Leone. Let's go to your, your freelance journalism work. T-Boy asked you. So from what I'm gathering, I don't know, I might be wrong, jumping into conclusions here, where it's like writing is an outlet for you. So debrief, distress, but it's a passion at the same time. Is that a correct way to put it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Where some of, young ladies will decide to go to the beach, decide to go to the club, to relax. You decide to say, you know what, let me relax by doing more work.
It's true. It's true. And I do go to the beach, by the way, but I do relax by doing more work. I do relax by writing. I'm a fan of writing. It's something that my school is always favoriting me. And they've always liked me writing. They've always liked my writing in school. So it's something that I took up professionally once I started writing my children's books. And I'm writing a full-fledged adult fiction, which I'm planning to finish in a few years or maybe another year. It's called The Swift Tail of Blue Lion. It's about prosecuting Red Lion through time portals. It's a feature tale of wars.
Wow. Interesting. Well, we're happy to hear that, and definitely would love to, we'll be happy to see that book out, and hopefully someday you'll come read for, for us here on this program. Is that something you want to?
Yes, sir.
At least we'll invite, a group of kids, on our Zoom program, and then you read for them because, we want to encourage young Sierra Leoneans or Sierra Leoneans to be hearing stories written by Sierra Leoneans or stories, being told by Sierra Leoneans.
Yes, sir. And I look forward to it at any time. You can invite me at any time, and I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
All right. So let's talk about the journalism. You say you write for 2 different newspapers.
Yes, I write for 2 different magazines. This magazine celebrates women's issues and Women's Day. Like we just celebrated the UN Women's Day. International Women's Day. One of the magazines called Scars of Survival is about domestic violence issues with women and men. And it addresses issues with coping, healing, thriving, and surviving domestic violence, and having women report their abusers. It shows them where they can go to report their abusers, things they can do. And Enjoy magazine also deals with women issues and issues that come up in everyday women and how they address their issues every day.
Interesting. Well, I'm sure you're having a lot of fans on our chat group here, and I see T-Boy smiling a lot. The things that he cares about is what you talk about, is what you write about. So I'm going to be asking him again to see if he has rounds of questions. There's a question from someone in the panel here in the chat group stating that, I'll read it verbatim, saying, Mariatu, looking at the American legal system, do you think that the odds are greater for a black man or woman or women to go to jail?
Yeah, I believe the odds are greater, but I think it was better when Barack Obama came in. He'd done several reforming in the criminal justice system. It's books, it's articles that I read when I was in law school, like some of the prejudices, some of the coded languages that were used in sentencing. And when you say black, how it means anger. When you say brown, it means certain things. So we work a lot in trying to stabilize the criminal justice system, and at the same time trying to lessen the penalties for blacks and minorities in the system. I believe it's very egregious, but I think after Barack Obama's reform, it's gone a lot better. It's gone a lot better.
Nice. All right. Thank you so much. Tibo, over to you.
I am not lost for words, but I just want to be a little bit, I want to be now a little bit banner small, because we don't talk about things the way entails your profession. Now, I want to make a reflection, pardon me, your concepts of the way you see policy in America. And of course, you've said you follow the Sierra Leone system of how the justice system is working. What is your comparison? Do you think the Sierra Leone justice system is as good or as bad as the American justice system, which is not in favor of black and ethnic minorities in a totally different way compared to the way it is in Sierra Leone, where we are all the same, as in we're all black, we're all Africans? What sort of comparison will you make within those two?
I watched a lot of videos. My uncle, Mariatu Kargbo, was also a Pademba Road official, and the criminal justice is in Pademba. It's something that we talk about in trying to make it more humane. We believe that it's very inhumane, the treatment in like the prison Pademba, where you see prisoners sleeping on the floor, where you see overcrowded, that kind of stuff. As compared to American criminal justice. Even here it was overcrowded a few years ago. And the comparison is, I really think building better facilities for inmates will assist them, and building better facilitators that assist inmates in communicating with their families during early release period so that they don't get lost in the criminal justice system.
Right.
And in Sierra Leone, we talk about reforms within the justice system, and those reforms are yet to be adapted by either the systems that we run, and this is going back decades or 20 or 30 years down the line. We're not talking about anything current or anything old. We're talking about decades of reforms that we haven't seen. And as a Sierra Leonean woman who have practiced in America, you've learned about the justice system, how it can be reformed. Do you have an intention to possibly adapt some of that system into the system that we have in Sierra Leone? Will you be in the position to influence that and see how best you think you'll be able to work in it? Would that be a possibility at some point in your life?
Yes, sir, I think so. I think it is. And I've been talking to the Byrd administration, to some of his officials, and doing some of the work that is necessary in facilitating a better community. I think once you have a better employment system where people go to work every day, where people pay their taxes every day, like we want in Sierra Leone, we come here abroad to really adapt to this system to bring it back home. And I think once we bring it back home, once people start adapting and going to work, you see people less of the fighting, less of the crime, less of any of the stealing, less of anything that that brings bitterness to rush towards the criminal justice system, and to really staying home and occupying their home with their families. We really come to adapt these systems and to really bring it back home. We want to bring these systems back home. We believe these are our systems, and we want it back.
Oh. Right.
I don't want to make any comparison with your father, but I know your dad was in charge of the CID department in Sierra Leone, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it 10 years, 20 years ago, or?
Oh, my dad was there. My dad was there in the 80s. When I was in nursery school, that's when he wore his police uniform. He's been here in America. He was I'm not allowed to mention it, but he was an international spy too. He's a spy from Sierra Leone.
Okay. Now, I can guarantee he's vast. Is he still alive, or is
no? My dad passed away in 2012.
Right. My sympathy and my condolences to you, and I will just say welcome to the club. I think you're just not too new, but I will want to ask, I know your dad is vastly experienced back in the 80s, and you have seen or witnessed a little bit of it because you were still a child then. And growing up, what are some of the experiences that he must have shared with you? And do you have any kind of conversation with him that will determine the fact that was he let down by the way the system was after his reign? Do you have any sort of discussion like that with him at some point?
No, I believe that he looked forward to his work every day, something that he was very passionate about, something that he loved with his colleagues, is where we spend weekends with his colleagues at our house. He has several police directors that will come to the house every weekend. So it was something he's very passionate about, is working towards, criminal justice reform. And my dad was a humane person. He liked everybody and liked to see everybody in their homes and liked to secure them in their homes.
I don't think I want to go beyond that expectation, because I don't want to put you on any form of scrutiny or your dad or anything of such. But I think you sounded like somebody who has gained a lot of experience, not just within the justice system, but for the fact that you're following the justice system from Sierra Leone, it means you are very much au fait with how things are working. And in your position, with this, you are one of the people that we're looking forward to bring back home and try to reform the systems that we have. Sierra Leone is as worst as America in terms of acceptance of women in positions. And will you think that will be a better situation compared to the way you've gone through your struggle in America?
A little bit. I think, compared to Sierra Leone has some capacity of women in power compared to America. But I think, with the advent of a Black president, you see a lot of changes coming. So even in America, with the advent of a Black president like Barack Obama, is what I meant, see changes coming. And even with the vice presidents like Kamala Harris, you're going to see a lot of progress. These are campaigns that I've worked on, like I worked on Barack Obama's campaign. I had a phone call with Barack Obama right before he was sworn in. After he was elected president, I worked for his campaign in Pennsylvania, and I've worked for the Biden campaign as well. It's stuff that I do in America, is work on political campaigns, and hopefully we can bring changes here with women and with minorities in America and with women in Sierra Leone as well.
All right. Interesting. Go ahead, T-Boy.
No, I'll over to you.
All right. Well, thank you. So now something else is coming out. Mariatu is not just a writer, US-based lawyer, freelance journalist, but also a politician in the making, because working on successful campaigns like that tells a lot. Because the Obama campaign, that was challenging, because it was what I would refer to as a political revolution, in essence, in terms of the mindset, believing that you will have a black president in the United States of America for the first time. And you worked on that team and got a phone call from...
I did. I got a phone call.
The greatest president on earth before he was sworn in. So what was the conversation about? Tell me.
Oh, it was just nice. You just wanted a call personally to say thank you. I work on his campaign with, I believe it was another U.S. senator that he sent there in Pennsylvania. In one of the offices I went canvassing. I've also worked on the Ralph Nader campaign. I work on political campaigns in America, and I was in Ralph Nader's office in Southwest in D.C. This Black woman's office was in Pennsylvania as well. So it's very exciting. I look forward to it. I work on several campaigns in the state of Maryland. I put out flyers. I go out with the individuals, like any of them that win. So
I was thinking our lives are busy, but it's like, when do you get to stop? Tell me, in 24 hours, how many hours in that 24 hours that you have that you'll say, this is Mariatu's time, this is my me time?
Probably about an hour. So I only keep about an hour. I try to stay fit and politically fit. I try to stay very healthy. I'm just looking forward to the opportunities in the future. If you know anybody, you can send them any work. I look forward to assisting people and anything. I have a full plate. But I have a lot of colleagues that are interested in anything. And so we just keep it busy while we have youth. Youth is on our side for the time being.
Wonderful. I'm happy to hear that you're willing to even help more people. Thank you so much, for being there, for being selfless, because a lot of people want to do it, but they don't have the opportunity. But you have the opportunity, you have the zeal, you have the passion, and you're willing to do it. We truly appreciate that. So you were the watchery. This is, she's one of our own, Mariatu Kargbo, a US-based lawyer, and she's in Maryland in the United States, and she's willing to lend a hand and help wherever she can. And if she's not able to, she'll be signposting you to other people. So don't be scared to reach out, and yourself not afraid. If you need the help, but you know another person that needs it, tell them and signpost to Mariatu Kargbo. You can contact us, and we'll definitely forward your messages, your messages or questions to her as well. So when you go salon next, I'll ask you.
Oh, I think I'm building on a salon.
Yes, so you really connected. You have for go. For don't know what time you turn fish.
No, that's good. That's good. But I dey planning the next year or two for going to salon. I dey plan wait first. May I begin finish my building. May I begin build. I dey plan survey right now. So I look forward to everything. I tell God thank you. I'm very grateful for everything. I just look forward to it right now.
All right. Well, we like your passion, and we're not going to keep you too long, being that you're so busy. And we're going to definitely have you here again to read for our kids, and then some other programs we'll talk outside. T-Boy, do you have anything else that you want to ask? And Femi, before I ask, Mariatu to give her parting word for today's program.
Well, let me just go through some of the messages on the chats, and they've been exceptional. One of which that says, "Well done, girl, such an inspiring lady, superwoman, well done." And to be honest to you, I've never come across anybody like you, trust me. We've worked with so many women in our lives. I think to meet somebody like you is exceptional. I think the passion at which you have made yourself open to in terms of learning, not just about your own country, but learning the systems of America, which is one of the biggest challenges I think I will have personally, because I don't even know how to locate all the states in America. Talk less about knowing the law system or the judiciary system or any kind of system in America anyway is not my cup of tea. But I really think you've been an inspiration to so many young girls. I think we definitely need to have you back on here on another session, because what we've done today is just an introduction of you for our community. Because I don't think you're just a jewel for Americans. I think you'll be very useful to civil unions perfectly within the diaspora community, because your inspiration is not just for the American community. I think you have touched many people on the chat group right now, and I think if we get you back here proper, when I say proper, is when we're going to take your time and put you down and spend a maximum of 3 hours, and then you'll be able to see the impacts that you're going to create in civilian and within the civilian communities in the diaspora. But I think I will not want to bore you anymore with questions, but there is a lot I would love to ask you. But I'll leave it up to Jim. I'll leave it for another day.
Yeah, thank you so much, T-Boy. There is one question before I turn it over to Femi. Mariatu, Mr. Walker is asking, stating that, Mariatu, about your books, what has been the presence from the Sierra Leone community?
Oh, I haven't gone to Sierra yet to see how they did as a time. I was there for the first book, Mr. Byrd's Byrd, when Mr. Byrd's Byrd came out. You know, my friends, it was a big hit with the police, of course, as you know. So I took it to the police.
Police speaking.
Yes, I took it to the police station. They loved it. They kept looking at it over and over again. So, but it's been a big hit. I've been doing a couple of media promotions. Anyone willing to do media promotions with me, welcome to contact your program to get my information. So it's been a big hit. I was ranked on Amazon. The books are ranked on Amazon, so I'm very thankful for that. So they've been selling a lot. So the newest one, The Horse Against the Race, was ranked, I believe, like 22 million on Amazon at some time, or 17 million out of all books. So I'm very, very pleased about that.
Wow, that's huge compared to the number of books out there. For you to be ranked, 22 million, 17, that's a big hit. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It looks like a long way to get the 3 saloon Themne Titi. But I've already put it on my basket, so definitely I'm gonna pay for it soon.
Right, I'll definitely buy mine as well. It'll be interesting to read. And yeah, Mr. Palmer, over to you, sir.
Hi, Juma. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Mariatu, thank you for honoring us. Thank you for coming. I've got a few questions for you. A few more. Firstly, I'll ask all of the questions and you can choose which ones you want to answer and which ones you want to skip. Did you earlier mention that you worked with RGB?
RGB?
Is it RGB? What's her name? Ruth RBG.
Oh, yes. I before she passed away, my law firm threw out a dinner banquet for her in her honor through the Federal Bar Association, just giving her a welcome in before she had passed away. I believe that was in the year 2010. I had the reservation still, but it's not in my possession. But yes, we gave her a banquet. It was very nice. We saw the where the 9 justices sit, and some of the banquet rooms. So it's very, very nice.
So how did that feel as a woman, working or helping your fellow colleagues put together an event for such a remarkable lady? Because I believe she's like a beacon of hope to a lot of women in America.
Yeah, it feels very commencing. It was very welcoming. She was very, very nice. And it was a pleasure that my law firm was able to host this banquet in her honor. So it's very, very nice.
Did you have a selfie?
I didn't do a selfie. I felt ashamed. It's with the 9 justices. So I render opinions. I feel ashamed doing so.
Of course. I'm just joking there. Yeah, so I've got a few more. So in this last year, we've seen a lot of demonstrations in America after the death of a young black man at the hands of the police. Well, we've seen many, but one in particular, George Floyd. As a lawyer, and as a black person, how did the whole 2020 sit with you?
You know, it's something very challenging. It didn't sit well with me. It's something that I believe is a travesty for somebody that young to pass away at the hands of the police. And I think that the police wouldn't have used that much force on an individual that they arrested, that didn't resist force. It's something that is sacred to our community, because we don't see that in Sierra Leone. We don't see people getting arrested and dying at the hands of police. You know, if that had happened in Sierra Leone, you'd have seen the same outrage that you see here in America. So we want them to forget some of the color lines that they use, say it's a color issue. We don't believe that at all. That we would have protested even if it was a black police officer. We wouldn't like the crime. We don't like the crime.
Okay. Last but not least, if you could change one thing in society, what would that be?
Just my current passion that I've always been passionate about with my professor, like Arnett Gaston. He works on the Chinese projects. He lectures in China in reforming the criminal justice systems. I attended the #1 criminal justice system program in America, which is the University of Maryland criminology criminal justice program. And just that would be the only thing that I want to change right now, is reforming the criminal justice system. So, and not seeing any of, in eradicating race batter people. It's really battered the race down, says black people, black people, black people, black people, without calling them and knowing white some for them. There should no white some for people of color. And I look forward to changing some of the racist codes in America. And I look forward to bringing more unity to our communities as a whole.
Okay, Juma, can I have one more question?
Right, go ahead. Today's your lucky day. Next time, I'm going to no, you're only going to ask Mariatu one question.
Okay,
your best out of the rest.
Just one last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the police officer that is accused of killing George Floyd, do you think they will find him guilty?
Yeah, I don't want to say anything during the trial. It's something that I extend condolences out to the George Floyd family and everybody else in the Floyd family. It's something that I think is murder. I think any of it that came out, but I don't want to say anything as a barrister, but, I believe the movement, the Black Lives Matters movement, continue to help the family and help our community and really eradicating these coded murders from police and anybody that bring police brutality to individuals that don't resist force to have harmed them, to brought murders to themselves.
Right. All right, Femi, thank you so much. Just
you're
in
welcome.
line with that, I'll ask one question, then I'll ask you to give your.
Can I just name one more name? We've been talking about George Floyd a lot, but there's Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
Breonna Taylor is very dear to my heart. Her story was very touching. And again, another travesty for me that happened in America. And from my perspective, or from the research I've done, it doesn't look as if they ever find the police guilty of murder, even though the evidence is clear as daylight.
Okay. Well, I'm sure Mariatu will comment on that as well at some point. Or if she chooses to say nothing, then we'll expect that as well. I'm going to ask you one more question along the race line. I don't want to, us to end the program around that, but that's important because, sometimes, we tend to trivialize, people's achievement, and especially you being a young, Black, African, and a Sierra Leonean woman who's worked so hard to get to where you are today. Have you ever felt in the line of duty, in the line of practicing, that I am Black, meaning that when you go there, they see a Black person, a Black woman, rather than seeing you for Mariatu, the lawyer, the professional who's there to do her job?
Yeah, I think in the early days of my career, something that I worked for is really cleaning it up, and I try to present a better image. And I think a lot of Black women, when they come out practice, you have to look more presentable, buying shoes, doing your hair, doing just great things, buying cosmetics, stuff to look presentable. Not just the work has to look presentable, but also physical features, physical demeanors. It's just to look more presentable when you go out to work. It's to look better, like white colleagues, like white people. That way it sounds that way.
Okay. What would be your parting word for today, today's program? Because we're going to have you back here soonest. We'll talk about a whole lot of things there. Because we don't get that many professionals from the United States on our platform. And I've been beaten, by these guys to say, we're not having the US-based professionals. Where are they? Thank God we found you. So what would be your parting word for today?
Oh, just be courageous in work. Just be courageous in life. Just be courageous in everything you do, and look forward to helping Sierra Leoneans. I hope to be political minded one day, to be able to bring an office towards my people and bring in more closure and bringing greatness to everybody. I look forward to everything. So thank you so much for having me on. It's really a pleasure. I really say thank you.
All right. Thank you for, taking the time to come to our platform at short notice, and we appreciate all the work that you're doing, and we like your positivity. That's one thing, and your willingness to give back to humanity in your own little way. And for our viewers, that's our guest for today, Miss Mariatu Kargbo, a US-based lawyer. She's a Themne Titi from Sierra Leone. She's also an author. She has books out there. And, she's a freelance journalist. She wants to go to Sierra Leone. She wants to do a lot within the community. So she's there, take advantage and, benefit from, what she has to offer to our community. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be here. Tomorrow we're going to talk about something touchy but very important. Very, very important. We're going to talk about the issue of tribalism in Sierra Leone. That has been coming up a lot, and we're definitely going to talk about that. So talk about tribalism. So be with us tomorrow on this platform. Any other announcements, guys? Anything that you want to add that I missed out on? Nothing. All right. Well, till tomorrow, Miju Maba on behalf of the team, they say tata. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we talk about burning issues ranging from politics to the economy, culture to sport, education to entertainment, corruption to the environment, we realize the Sierra Leone story is far from finished. So, Sierra Gem Media Production brings you Zoom In. Zooming In is the program that engages everyday people, entrepreneurs, inventors, entertainers, activists, policymakers, and politicians to discuss and debate issues relating to Sierra Leone. Zooming In digs deep into the issues and stories. Zooming In ensures the debate is pushed to another level. Zooming In asks those questions that has never been asked before. So, join us to host Jumaba.
Yes, this not time for all Salon people and them party them. Sierra Gem Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions,
interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Beberebe program then like salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour, and the Gladi program. Look me, I look you. All this they start soon na www.sarahjemmedia.org. Now who's tem these?
To my friend, she was the brightest at our level, even though she was as innocent as the heaven. That did not stop Papa Abu at age 57 to ask for her hand in marriage as she turns 11. Her parents, being naive about this rage, tolerated this marriage, and this destroyed the hopes and dreams of Kadiatu to live like it in Seattle. Instead, she's been used as a tool by an old school. Kadiatu is being used as a bait by her own mate. My friend has been emotionally tortured by this old culture. Old child marriage, it's on the rampage like disease, eating up the fabric of our girl child image, and it's our duty to cage. Let's diverge. Please be obliged. It is now we emerge from this ancient custom at large.
If not for this dreadful event, Kadiatu could have become president, but now she has been trapped in an old man's residence, like a mosquito in a tent. She is vulnerable, but with her age, she is still able to become that virtuous woman of substance, like Madam Patricia Kaba, Madam Dr. Kadi Sise, Madam Sianyamako Oma, Madam Dr. Sylvia O'Blyden, Madam Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Oh yes, without child marriage, our girl child can still turn into Madam Hillary Clinton, Madam Theresa May. Be it as it may, Madam Condoleezza Rice. Let's not be hypnotized, but rather stay wise, for this can only be realized if education is being prioritized and child marriage is being criticized. So please, parents, do not relent, as it is apparent that a girl child can become great if only you patiently wait.
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence. Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible acts.
And you mothers,
Build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their men folks.
But now, women are trafficking female children for money.
Women are forced to be silent.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable.
Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Of all the crimes committed against a person, rape is the one that leaves a person feeling very violated. A rape victim is often left with the feeling that a part of them has been torn apart.
To use another person's body and ignore the souls that resides within is one of the most outstandingly shocking crimes that one person can commit against another.
Some men harass and rape their women.
Some men sexually abuse underage girls.
Some men beat and kill their wives.
Any form of sexual assault is unacceptable.
There must be consent before you act.
Being in a relationship is not consent.
If they are not sober, they can't consent.
Flirting is not a consent.
We had sex before is not consent.
Silence is not consent.
Only an informed, sober, freely given, ongoing and enthusiastic yes is consent.
Women should stop dying in silence.
A man does not become a real man by physically dominating a woman. A man becomes a real man by loving, protecting, and respecting the woman.
Real men do not rape or abuse women and children.
Let all real men stand with us. And together, let's say no to child abuse, no to domestic violence, no to all forms of rape, being it spousal rape, intimate partner rape, child sex abuse, statutory rape, date rape, serial rape, and gang rape.
We must rise up against this ugly trend.
Justice for one, justice for all.
All sexual assault must stop, and it must stop now.
Haulamlela, haulamlela,
namlela nampawafo.